Yeah, what are the thingies called?
What are those things called? Y'all know. What's she talking about? Inequalities. Good. So that's why these are called compound inequalities, because they have two. Alright, and there's two different kinds of compound inequalities. There's and, make sure you write this up here, and there's or. And or. It's okay, we'll get it later. Alright, how do you know if it's an and statement? Ones that have the letter in the middle like this are and statements, okay? So go ahead and write and beside it. Sometimes they're very easy to see. Like in number 2, we obviously know this is an or statement because it says or. Same with number 3, we obviously know that one's an or statement. And this one, notice how the letter's in the middle, so this is what? And. Okay, these are really easy to tell. When we get to absolute value is when it's going to be a little different, okay? The symbol that we use for and is going to be an upside down U, like this. Have y'all ever seen that? Okay, do y'all know what the or then is? It's just a U. So and is backwards, or is just the U symbol. So that's what symbol we use when we do interval notation. Alright, so the same goal here, we still want to get the variable by itself. But this time it's in the middle, right? That just means we want to get it in the middle by itself. So if we're just looking in the middle, what do we need to get rid of first? The 7. By doing what? Adding it to what?
Can you do it both?
Mm-hmm. All 3 sides. This time we have 3, right? So on the left side of this inequality sign, we'll have what? 15. In the middle, what would we have? Just 3y and then 30. Very good. Notice that my inequality signs don't change. When do they change?
If you divide by negative
Or multiply by negative. Good. So from here, we just need to do what? Divide by what? 3, just 3. Good, because we're just trying to keep y in the middle. So tell me what that'll give us. Very good. And is y by itself in the middle? Yes, so we've already solved for it. Now we have to do 2 other things. What are our 2 other things? Graph, number line, and what? What's the second thing called? Interval notation. Good. Alright, let's do our number line first. So on this one, I don't want you to have to draw a bunch of numbers. Okay? So we'll just write 5 right here and 10 on this side. Just make sure it goes in order from least to greatest. Okay? Now, this one has 2 different ones. So let's start with at the 5. Will this be an open or closed circle? Open, because it has no bar underneath, right? This one will be what? Closed. Alright, if you have to break it up like this, and I'm going to the first time, then break it up like this. If not, we won't worry about it, okay? I'm going to write this as 2 separate inequalities. This one, I'm going to write as 5 less than y. Go ahead and write that. And then I'm going to write y is less than or equal to 10 as my second inequality. So I'm just breaking it up. This one, my variable needs to be on the left, right? So let's swap it. Y and 5, I just need to swap what else? The sign. Do I have to do this, swap them around? Why do I do that? Does anybody know? Good, so it makes it easier when you're drawing your line. Like if you were looking at this, you might want to shade left, right? Because it's pointing to the left. Well, we know it's supposed to be pointing this way where it's greater than 5. Okay? So let's start with shading this one first. So we're going to shade greater than 5, right? Shade to the right. On this one, we need to shade to the what? Left.
How can you tell the difference?
Between.
You just do it in the middle of them?
Yep, you just do it in the middle. And statements will always look like this. Your number line will have 2 endpoints with shading in the middle. That's how and statements will look. Just like the variable was in the middle, right? Think about the shading is always going to be in the middle. Yes, Kayla?
Does that mean that on or is that inequality opposite?
Very good. And there'll be nothing in the middle. Alright, now let's do interval notation. Okay? Here's my shaded line. On the left side, it starts with what? 5. Good. And goes to what? 10. Parentheses or bracket around the 5? How do you know that? Good. On this side? Bracket? Good, because it's a closed circle. Very good. That's it. So this was our graph of it. This was interval notation. And here's our solution. Any questions on that one? Sweet. Let's try and...
On that test, will it ask, like, put in interval notation and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Or just the 3 steps?
It'll have just about the same directions. Graph on a number line. This one doesn't say interval notation. We probably need to add that in interval notation. So anytime you have inequalities on the test, you'll need to do all 3. Does that make sense? Alright, this one is just 2 separate equations. That's how we're going to solve it. Okay, so I'm going to draw a line down the middle. Alright, Miles, on this one, tell me what to do. Good, so I'll get G is what? Is what?
Oh, greater than -5.
Very good. Alright, Chandler, on this one, I need to do what? It's okay. Here's our G. I'm going to underline it. And we're trying to get it by itself. What do I need to move first? Look up here. What do we need to move first?
Wait, what?
What do we need to move away from G?
The pope?
Yes, by doing what?
By adding it.
It's already being added, so we need to do the opposite, which is... Good. So we get 2G is less than -20. Alright, Jeremy, on this one, how do I solve for G from here?
Divided by 2.
And tell me your final answer.
19.
Oh, thank you. I was just testing y'all. Alright, so we would get G is less than what? Good. And you can leave it as a fraction if you want to. It's just going to be easy on the number line when it's a decimal. Alright, so now this is an OR statement. So how would you write your final answer? You would just say G is greater than -5 or G is less than -9.5. Now for our number line, which one's going to come first, -9.5 or -5? Very good. And on -9.5, open or closed? To the left or right? Good. Open or closed here? Open into the what? Good. And notice how Kaylee said on OR statements you will not have anything in the middle. So it's the opposite of an AND statement. So we have 2 interval notations that we have to take care of because we have 2 shaded lines, right? So for this first one, this first shaded line, where would it stop at on this side? Very good. And goes to what? Good. Everybody see what I did there? We're just talking about this line, so it would go to negative infinity and stop at -9.5. Would these have parentheses or brackets? Both of them? Yes. Alright, now here's where we use our symbols that we were talking about. So what is the symbol for OR? It's a U. So in between our interval notation, we'll put a U. And now we need to describe the other line. So where does it stop at? On the left side? -5 and goes to? Very good. That's our interval notation for an OR statement. Questions? Alright, you are working 3 and 4 with your partner. Okay? So I don't want to see y'all sitting there being quiet. Talk to each other. Help each other. Okay? Oh, and make sure y'all remind me to take it off. Just this part. So when I call your group member, y'all tell me what you got for just this part, okay? Alright, Kiki, what'd y'all just get for this part on number 3? Good. Alright, now I'm going to ask for the number line, okay? So, Joanna, if you'll just tell me what to put first on my number line. And then open or closed? Which way? Good. This way? Good. Everybody okay with that? Alright, Simon, what'd y'all get for your interval notation?
I got -2 and -0.5.
Parentheses or bracket?
Parentheses.
Y'all help them out. Bracket because of the closed. Alright, what's in the middle? Go ahead.
And 3.
Alright, parentheses or brackets? Very good. Do I need to go over this one? Do you have any questions? Alright, same thing for the next one. So the first person, just tell me what you get for this part, okay? Alright, Dylan, what'd y'all get?
We got -2. We got -2 is less than or equal to x, and x is less than 8.
Alright, everybody cool with that? Alright, alright, Cole, what'd y'all get for your number line? So tell me what to put first. You don't need his paper. What comes first? Which one's less?
-2.
Yeah. An 8, right? Open or closed here?
Close.
Good. Right here?
Open.
Good. And where's the shading going to be?
To the left.
On this one? It looks like it, right? But our x is on this side. So anytime the x is on this side, this is actually saying that x is greater than -2, right?
To the left.
And this one?
To the left.
Good. And this should look like this because it's what type of statement? And statement. Alright. And Kendall, what y'all get for your interval notation?
I got a bracket and I got -2 and then 8 and parentheses.
Sweet. Do I need to go over how they got that? Yes? Okay. So let's work this one out. I'm going to work it out to the side, okay? So if you did not have this, make sure you follow along. So Alicia, start me off. What do I do first here?
Add the 8 to both sides.
Good. And so on this side, I'll have what? Anybody? -6, 3x, and what right here? 24. Alright, and then Desmond, from here to get x by itself, I just do what?
So, product of weapon
Good. And I'll get what?
is -2
Mm-hmm.
is less than or equal to.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, less than or equal to x less than 8.
Good. See how I got it now? Everybody good? Alright. So all the rest of them are absolute values. So you know they're going to be a little different. It starts off the same as a regular absolute value problem. Okay? What's the first step in a regular absolute value problem? Get what by itself? The absolute value. Okay? Have we done that here? Yes, the absolute value is by itself. So now we set up what? Two cases. Good. Always have two cases, right? The first one, since absolute value is by itself, this one's already case 1. We can go ahead and write that one. For case 2, y'all remember we make the other side what? Negative. Alright? The other thing we have to do when it's an inequality is swap the sign. So make this side negative and just swap the sign for case 2, okay? So this is case 1, case 2. Alright, now we have to determine, is it an and or statement? Alright, and the way we do that, we always look at case 1, not case 2. Case 1, okay? What does this say? Alright, here's the easy way to remember it. This is an or statement because this sign right here says greater than, right? Greater, right? Alright, let's write it up here. So, and I know I'm misspelling this, so don't shout it out. Greater. So that way you can remember that if it's a greater or greater than sign, it's going to be an or statement. If it's less than, you can remember less than, right? So I know I'm misspelling it. Less than. That's how you can remember it. So anytime it's less than or equal to, it's an and statement. Anytime it's greater or greater than or equal to, it's an or statement. And again, we always look for what part to determine that. An absolute value. Case 1. So this is what kind of statement? Or. Good. Write it over here. Now, in a regular absolute value equation, we'd have to solve for the letter, right? But isn't the letter already solved for in this case? Yes, so I'm going to just take it out of the absolute value. And in between here, I'm going to write or. So z is greater than or equal to 8, or z is less than or equal to negative 8. Now draw your number line. And what goes on my number line first? Negative 8, and then 8. Alright, open or closed on this one? Closed on this one too? Alright, let's start with this one. So for positive 8, I'm going to start here and shade to which way? Good. And on negative 8? Does this look like an or statement? Yeah, it does, because nothing's in the middle, all on the outside. And interval notation you already know how to do, so go ahead and do your interval notation on your own. And then I'll write it up here. What goes in the middle here again? A U. Good. For interval notation, I want you to use these symbols, okay? Bless you. Alright, for the next one. Is the absolute value by itself? Yeah, we've already done that first step, right? Or they've already done it for us. So this is called our what? Case 1. Now, tell me what to write for case 2. Almost. What are you missing? We not only make this negative, what else do we do? Good. Swap the sign. Alright, is this a and or statement?
Or.
What's this one say?
Less than.
Less than, so it's an and statement. Good. Alright, so over here we need to do what? Add 3. So we get 4t is less than or equal to 10. And then divide by 4. Y'all tell me what that is as a decimal. Anybody? 2 point what now? 5. Okay. And on this one, same thing, add 3. But this time we'll get 4t is greater than or equal to what? What's this going to be? Good. So t is greater than or equal to negative 1. Good. Alrighty. So now what comes first on my number line? Negative 1. Open or closed on both? Closed. And looking at negative 1 first, left or right? Right. And this one? Left. Good. And it looks like an and statement because it should be. And now, Aubrey, tell me what the interval notation would be. Very good. Alright, how do y'all feel about those? Alright, here's the deal I'm going to make you. You do have homework tonight. It's the workbook, page 12, 2 through 16. Don't pack up your notes yet. When I have tests, like on the same week you have a study guide, this is how I do it. The study guide, if you actually complete it, like you attempt every problem, you get 5 points on your test, plus you get 100 for your homework for the week. So if you don't want to do this, you can do your study guide instead. Does everybody understand? Because there's problems like this on your study guide. Alright? Now, if you don't do your study guide and you don't do your homework, you get a 0 for your homework. Does everybody understand? Alright, what I want you to do now is you're going to take the workbook with you. But work on these last 2 problems on your own. As soon as you and your partner get them correct, you can pack up.